Catching up with head coach Anders Sorensen on IceHog Media Day ahead of a big weekend and week for your IceHogs as they square up against Iowa on Wednesday, and then they hit the road for the first time in a long time, Milwaukee and Chicago. Coach Sorensen, looking back at the weekend that was, you take on the Texas Stars, you split the weekend series, you come up with a big shootout victory. I'd imagine it was a lively bunch in the locker room. How's the attitude of the team? Take us inside the room as you get ready for practice and another busy week ahead of you.
Yeah, I mean, we were happy that we got back. We came back in that game and won in overtime. I do think that we had a little sour taste in our mouth overall from the weekend. I felt like we all felt like maybe we could have gotten a couple more points out of that, but we were happy with the 2 points for the last game. And then we had a good couple of practices here, and we're ready to go again.
Now you get ready for a big week. You got Iowa coming in on Wednesday, and then you got Milwaukee and the Chicago Wolves. It just seems like it's one Central Division foe after another. How does that break down in your mind in terms of standings points and how you're approaching these practices? Because you're in the meat of the season, you're not quite at the halfway point, but it just seems like there's more and more valuable points that are up for grabs.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we've talked about as a group, right? The January to February of the season it's tough, and you're going to make sure you're trying to get points in as many games as possible, and certain things we have to do that. And I think that we don't look too much on the standings. We have our own kind of segments going that we're trying to make sure we're winning those, and then take it game by game.
And for your Rockford IceHogs coming into this weekend too, we're going to catch up with Mike Hartman and Ian Mitchell. Would love to get your take on them, Coach, because over these last couple of weeks, it's been an ever-changing roster for you in this staff. That's probably been arguably maybe one of the more challenging aspects, just with the amount of players going back and forth between Chicago and Rockford, and even Rockford and the Indy Fuel. But it seems like guys that have gone up and down but still remain a consistent bit of play have been Hartman and Mitchell. What have you liked from their games, considering their surroundings have been ever-changing these last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I give them a lot of credit, right? When you go up and down like that, it's mentally can be definitely a challenge. And I think that, and even physically, right? So I think that I give them a lot of credit. They've played hard. They've been able to stay focused, and they've contributed a lot to our group when they've been here with us.
As far as Mike Hartman goes, 2 goals and assists over his last 3 games. How is it from a coaching standpoint in terms of his development? When I was looking at his ice time numbers, he plays a lot of big minutes, a lot of big roles for the Rockford IceHogs. When he's with Chicago, between 5 to 9 minutes given on average. As a coaching staff focused on development, focused on progression, it's great that he gets a lot of experience. How does that translate to the NHL level when you're trying to juggle different style of roles and different amounts of ice time?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, we do emphasize with him staying true to what his role as a player is going to be with the Hawks, and it's being hard to play against, and being beyond the forecheck hard and tracking back hard. And I think he's been doing that here as well, which is really positive. I mean, he's got some different responsibilities here with the power play and some PK time that maybe he doesn't always get up there, but he has stayed true to the type of player he's going to be.
And then on Ian Mitchell's front, a little different for him. Gets the shootout going Saturday, shows a little offensive finesse, goal and assist over his last 4 games. He's been a key cog, not just defensively, but offensively for you. How have you had him grow in his offensive side of the game? 13 shots in his last 4 games for the Rockford IceHogs, him among guys like an Alec Regula, Wyatt Kalnick, and Isaac Phillips. I mean, the list kind of grows and grows in terms of defensemen jumping into the offense, but it seems like Ian Mitchell continues to take that next step forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look back at his junior in college, he obviously has some offensive upside, and it's something that we encourage with him. He's a mobile defenseman. I thought his last game was really good, and the way he played on the point and how he managed the puck on the point and his decision making on the point play was really good last game. So yeah, it's something we talk about and we encourage him to be up there, and I think he enjoys it.
And then I know we talked about it after the game the other day, but guys like Lucas Reichel, who continues to improve, but Michael Tepley seems to be the one that's taking that major stride forward. I was looking at his numbers, just 1 assist in his first 18 games, and now it seems like the floodgates have opened for him. He's pretty much a point-a-game guy over the last 7-8 contests. Have you seen anything in his game? You mentioned it's his play away from the puck after that game, but what is it about the play away from the puck that's allowed him to improve?
Well, it's his positionally defensively, but also his work he's putting out without the puck. He's winning a lot of races to pucks. He's winning a lot of 50-50 battles. and the way he's using his body. He's a bigger kid. He's not going to run people over, but he's able to protect the puck when he has it. And yeah, defensively, he's just kind of, I think he has a better understanding of what he needs to do in the D zone, and we rely on, and there's a, certain predictability, and we're comfortable with him there now. And but yeah, I mean, a lot of it for him, it's just been working, right? Working without the puck.
Now focusing on the task at hand, you got the Iowa Wild this week, and then Milwaukee and Chicago, a bit tough opponents for the IceHogs as well. Zeroing in on Iowa, looking at their numbers too, especially on the physicality front, not too unfamiliar than what we saw with Texas. They're a team that's taken a lot of penalties here recently. They actually lead the American Hockey League in average penalty minutes per game. How much is discipline and staying 5-on-5 against an Iowa Wild team that tries to get under your skin a little bit going to be a key for the IceHogs come tomorrow?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the key. Play whistle to whistle, and yeah, we'll take the power plays for sure.
And then going off topic a little bit, but something to celebrate. It was announced throughout the weeks, actually, these past couple of weeks, so many IceHog alumni being named to Olympic rosters, whether it's, different countries all across the board, and guys getting opportunities to play in the Olympics. Even today, we learned that probably the most recent IceHog in terms of alum goaltender Matt Tompkins joining Team Canada. For you as a coach, you've seen a lot of these players, whether in the organization as development coach, assistant coach, and now the head coach. To see these guys flourish and get that opportunity to be on the world stage like this, when you see them and their names pop up, what are some of the emotions that come to mind for you?
Yeah, I mean, you're happy for the guys, right? It's an unbelievable experience, I'm sure, to be part of that, and we're just happy for them, right? And then, if it's, I saw there's a couple of Swedish guys, and Joachim Nordstrom and Kruger and all these guys, and Tomer in Canada, and yeah, it's just happy for them.
Well, it'll be a lot of fun to watch those IceHogs alums again from multiple countries, and we'll be sure to get something up on icehogs.com so people can follow along. And then, Coach, lastly, some medical updates that we'll formally announce here. But Evan Barrett cleared off a COVID-19 protocol. He's a guy that has been improving. Also, we talked about so many players taking next steps in their game. He provides that grit, that sandpaper edge. I know it might take him some time, again, coming off of COVID-19 to get his legs back underneath him, but to have him good to go and have all that behind him, how much are you looking forward to seeing 26 back out there?
Yeah, it was good to see him back on the ice today, for sure.
And then you also have Alec Regula week to week with a left leg bone bruise, and Cam Morrison day to day with a hamstring injury. Morrison's already missed a couple of contests as well. For them, what kind of impact have they made on your club? I know for Regula, he just came off that 4-assist game not too long ago, so it seems like key guys that will have to take a step aside for a couple games. Yeah,
with Regula, I think he's been really had a nice progression in his game. He's playing really good for us. He's played power play, he's played penalty kill, and he's playing against other teams' top guys. And yeah, he's really coming along nicely. And yeah, Mo is, he's kind of had an up and down year with his injuries and COVID, and looking forward to getting him back and getting him in the rhythm of playing again.